back here on KZSU 90.1 FM. We're going to do a little bit of a longer little halftime recap than usual, as this is the national championship here on KZSU 90.1 FM. I'm Jimmy Garcia. I've been able to cover a lot of the games this season for Stanford. It's been an incredible run, and to be able to watch the development of this youth. This is the top recruiting class in the nation with 6 freshmen. 4 of them start. The other 2 that don't really play too much. Michaela Keefe is out with injury, and her twin sister, Caitlin, has really not seen a lot of time, as she's primarily a defensive specialist, playing behind Holland McKenna, Kelsey Humphreys, and Morgan Hentz. It's a tall order to play behind those girls. And right now, Stanford's back line doing a great job. They have 35 digs and are just so active all over the court. Ebony Wannabu has given the Cardinal a lot of issues today. 9 kills, 17 swings, no hitting errors for the junior. And right now, she's hitting .529. She's one of the few players actually having a big game. Yasmin Bedard-Ani for Texas, their 6'4", a middle blocker, has 2 kills, no hitting errors, but she really didn't play much in the second, and she's a big key to their success. Makaya White, 9 kills, 1 hitting error, 20 swings, hitting .400, to be expected with this team. But when their third leading killer is their setter in Chloe Collins, there's an issue. Paulina Prieto Sarame has 2 kills on 26 swings and 8 hitting errors. That's the fewest, or second fewest kills on her team, by far the most hitting errors, and 6 more attacks than the next closest player. We're about 2.5 minutes away from the halftime break being over. The Cardinal team coming back out onto the court. It was worth noting the Cardinals were down 17-15, and they win the set 25-19. They were so locked at the end of that second set serving. It was really impressive. Texas has 7 service errors on 1 ace, while the Cardinal have no aces. They still have 5 service errors, but those errors are starting to become few and far between. And the backline play of Morgan Hentz, who has just been superb today, as she's dug out a couple of the big swings from Ebony Wannabu and Makaya White. We're 1 set away from potentially a national championship on the farm. Stanford goes for number 7. They're up 2-0. Can they finish it out? They're hitting .295 to the Longhorns 192. We know with NCAA regulations we're unable to get a post-game interview. We're going to do a recap no matter the outcome. But as we're feeling right now, Stanford looking to make it number 7. And with how young this team is, we expect to see them back here for the coming years. With about a minute left, the Cardinal team is all the way out there. Peyton Cheng and Caitlin Keefe sort of warming up, having some fun on the court, and Texas finally comes out there. We're very used to Stanford coming out late in the sets. You know, head coach Jared Elliott was just trying to calm his team down, understanding that they're a great team and they play with a lot of heart and a lot of effort. And this game could easily be 2-0 their way. But with the way Plummer and Ajanaku are playing right now, it's going to be tough to stop. The AVCA National Freshman Player of the Year, Catherine Plummer, has 9 kills on 19 swings, only 2 hitting errors. And the Card right now with 6 blocks, a little bit down. They only had 2 in that second set, but they finished out really strong serving. Look for Stanford to go up big again on the block, as Ajanaku has 8 kills, 15 swings, no hitting errors. .553 is the percentage, and she has 4 blocks. So much talk has happened this week about this young freshman group and how young this team is, and would they feel the heat and would they crumble? They started off slow in the first before rallying and playing the Cardinal way, and they've absolutely dominated in the second, winning 25-19. While Stanford's susceptible to runs from the other team, Stanford themselves are also big at getting those runs. Teams back out on the court. They've switched sides. Stanford now in front of us here for the third and hopefully the final set. Stanford rocking the road blacks with Cardinal colored lettering. The libero Morgan Hens in the white jersey, while Texas is in their home white with black lettering and numbering. Huge crowd in the Nationwide Arena. Capacity is at 18,500, and you'd be lucky to find maybe 200 seats open. Third set to get underway. Gray back to serve to start. The freshman setter. Cardinal in their true tall small to start. Gray sends a good one down here. Wannabu. Collins out to Wannabu off the block. Out of bounds it goes. Joniku telling Lutz that she's got that one next time. 1-0. If Ebony Wannabu wants to lead the comeback for her team, it's going to start now. And back to serve Roundsville. From the far left corner, McKenna with a good dig. Gray for a Joniku. Roll shot. Gets the kill to go. Huge kill from Inky as they threw a triple block at her right there. And she's having to work so hard in this game. Everybody knows how great she is. And sometimes she's still impossible to stop. Plummer will be serving near right corner. Sends it out of bounds. Service error. As Plummer thinks she may have landed it. Head coach John Dunning up. Joniku just telling him to play along. Vonyak in the game now. It's 2-1 Longhorns. 6 service errors for Stanford so far. As Kat McCoy will be serving from the far left corner. Hence, with a bad dig. Gray will set near side for Vonyak. Around the block, McCoy able to dig. Collins will set White. And she mishits it. Point to Stanford off the hitting error. Stanford got lucky as the block was a little out of position. Micaiah White did a nice job of trying to hit around there. 2-2 here in the third. Stanford up 2-0. Morgan Hens back to serve the floater. McCoy for Collins. Near side Wannabu. Ripping it down. Plummer able to save it. 3-balling it over. McCoy, Collins, Wannabu. Plummer gets a hand on it. They're going to bump set Vonyak. McCoy can't dig it out. Point to Stanford. They go up 1. It's 3-2 now. The bench is just fired up. It's so much fun to watch them. Hence, near left corner, just gets it over. White, Collins, out to White. Plummer can't dig it as it goes into the fourth row behind us. 3-3. The first 2 sets were very evenly matched through the first 20 points before Stanford was able to pull away both sets. And back to serve, Ebony Wannabu from the far left corner, picking on Plummer. Gray, Fitzmaurice off the block, recovered. Johnson out to White, Hence able to dig clean. Gray will set on the outside for Lutz, ripping it down. Ebony Wannabu with the dig, and Fitzmaurice is able to stuff at the net. Point to Stanford, 4-3. Fitzmaurice starting to pick up her game now. Already 2 hitting errors for Texas in the third. That's 13 in the game. This is the second best hitting team in the nation so far in the tournament. Humphreys with a good serve. Dalton, Collins, out to White off the block. Hens gets his hand on it. Just throws it up. Gray will bump set Vonyak. Dalton tries to dig, overpass. Fitzmaurice. Gray hits it into the block. Stanford recovers. Humphreys will set Vonyak. McCoy able to dig. Collins for Johnson. And they get the kill up the middle. Jenna Gray just kind of went at Morgan Johnson and just swung really hard at it. Looking like a middle blocker out there. It's 4-4. And Wannabu on the bench, the Cardinal with a good opportunity to put some points in between them and Texas. They've been able to do it every time she's gone to the bench. Micaiah White with the high arcing serve. Tosses it up, gets it over. Plummer struggles. Overpass, Collins hits it down. Hence able to recover. Gray, Fitzmaurice up the middle. The 6'6" freshman sends it down. Paula McKenna's going to come in for Vonyak. And this is the unit that dominated Texas at the end of the second set serving. McKenna with no aces, but just a dominant serve from the near right corner. Sends a good one down. Dalton, Collins, the slide from Johnson. Hence unable to dig. 5-5. It's going to be a dogfight now. And Johnson will go back to serve. Yasmin Bedorhani back in the game. McKenna. Gray near side to Plummer. Around the block. She'll swing down and get the kill. 6-5. Plummer with 10 kills on 20 swings. She's hitting 400 as Ajanaku will come back in. Can Stanford put the pedal to the metal here and keep pounding? Fitzmaurice serving near right corner. Puts a good one down. Collins out to Bedorhani. Dug out. Fitzmaurice. Gray near side to Plummer. Point to Texas off of a double hit on Stanford. 6-6. Hence will come in the game for Fitzmaurice. In subs, Ebony Wanabu. Texas is going to try to make a run with her. Expect the ball to go to Ajanaku now here. And back to serve. Chloe Collins. Plummer. Gray. Back to Plummer, lining up. And getting the kill to go there. Plummer, the AVCA National Freshman of the Year. Just dominant right now. Cardinal in there, true tall, small, with Lutz. Plummer and Ajanaku up front at the net. Gray back to serve. Near right corner, Stanford up 7-6. Gray just gets it over. Wanabu. Collins near side to Bedorhani. And she's able to rip it down around the block. Cross court swing. Rosenville going to go back to serve. And this is a good unit and a deadly one for Texas. McKenna. Gray out to Plummer. Hits into the block. Makaya White gets it to go. Eight-7 now Longhorns. Rosenville serving from the same spot. McKenna digs a nice one. Gray, Ajanaku, up the middle. She gets the kill. They're throwing a triple team at every one of her swings, and she's just able to hit around it. Such an impressive player, Inky Ajanaku. 9 kills, no hitting errors, 4 blocks for her. Plummer back to serve, near right corner, 8-8. Sends a good one down here, struggled with. Collins, near side to Wanabu, hence able to dig. Gray to Vonyak, roll shot, hit over, Gray able to save it. Hence will bump set Vonyak near side. Big swing. And she gets the kill to go as she's able to find the back line. 9-8. This is a back and forth third set. Stanford hitting .312 already in this set. Plummer sends a bad one down. Service error. They really botched it, and Johnson's coming back in. Johnson, Wanabu, and White up front. That's deadly for Texas. And White serving. They've given the Cardinal issues all day. Kat McCoy from the far left corner. Hence. Gray. Ajanaku off the slide. Dug out by Wanabu. Collins will set White. Off the block. Hence able to dig. Gray will set Lutz on the outside. Dug out by Collins. McCoy bumps set to White. Blocks there. Hence able to get a hand on it. And Vonyak can't save it as they come crashing in to the announcer's table a few rows down from us. A few seats down from us, I should say. 10-9 Longhorns. McCoy serving. Stanford locked and loaded. Let's see if the block can play dividends here. Hence for Gray. Lutz hits into the net. Point to Texas off the hitting error. Moretta was lining up for a big swing, but just missed it. She's had a really rough Final Four. She struggled in the game against Minnesota and already has 4 hitting errors here, only 3 kills. Longhorns up 11-9. McCoy back to serve. Hence. Gray out to Ajanaku. She's blocked down by White and Johnson. They're up by 3. John Dunning going to call a timeout here. We're going to take our first here on KZSU 90.1 FM. Stanford's up 2-0, down 12-9 here in the third. Can they really rally to win the national championship? Find out when we return. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Nick Sullivan with KZSU Sports. It's been a fantastic ride for the Cardinal in the last few years, and KZSU has been there with you all the way. We're a student-run organization, and we need your help to continue broadcasting all the great Stanford sports. Please send us a donation by mail to KZSU, P.O. Box 20190, Stanford, California 94309. That's KZSU, P.O. Box 20190, Stanford, California 94309. Or you can click the donate link on KZSU's webpage, kzsu.stanford.edu. Thanks for all your support, and go Stanford!
Back here on KZSU 90.1 FM, I'm Jimmy Garcia. The Card are one set away from a national championship, but the Longhorns are not going to go down easy. They're up 12-9 here in the third, behind Micaiah White's 11 kills and Ebony Wanabu's 10. Stanford right now, their block is just so soft. They've been unable to get it going up at the net so far. And Texas is they've been able to take advantage with Kat McCoy serving. They're throwing a triple block at Ajanaku, and it seems like every time she goes up the middle. And Plummer's doing a nice job, but it's those role players, Voniak not having the best game. Lutz a little sloppy so far. Back to action, Hentz, Gray, Ajanaku, up the middle, she's stuck by Johnson. And right now the Texas block is getting it done. It's 13-9. Card down by 4. McCoy serving from the far left corner. Hentz steps in front of Voniak. Gray off the bump set, Voniak from the back line. Hitting around the block, dug out, Collins, Wanabu, roll shot, good cover. Gray for Ajanaku off the block, Gray able to save it. Hentz will bump set Voniak. Roll shot, dug out by Collins. And the point's going to Texas off of a net violation on Stanford. The Card are looking a little discombobulated out there. And head coach John Dunning's going to take another timeout here. So far, Texas is just blocking the big Cardinal swings. We know that they have the big block with White and Johnson, but so far, Ajanaku and Fitzmaurice have been pretty silent at the net. Look for Adriana to make a big impact when she can come back in. Stanford's been stuck with this unit out there right now for quite some time, and they desperately need the side out. Stanford was up by 5 in the second set before Texas actually was able to take the lead at 15-14. And let's see if the Cardinal can rally right now. Stanford already has 5 hitting errors now in the third. They struggled in the third on Thursday against Minnesota, but they came out strong in the fourth. Their block was really slow and sloppy in that third set against the Golden Gophers. Right now, Texas is playing like they're on fire, and you really don't want to give this team any breathing room with White and Wanabu, because those two players can just light up the scoreboard in a hurry. And if you're Stanford, you don't want to give them any room to come back. Prieto Sarame hasn't seen any real playing time here in the third. She's really struggled. And right now, Texas has been able to capitalize with just no bad hitting errors. The block for Stanford, not been the best. Team's back out on the court. We're back to action. Jimmy Garcia here on the call. Stanford in front of us here in the third. They're up 2-0. In their road blacks, the Longhorns in their home whites. Kat McCoy back to serve for the Longhorns. From the far right corner, picking on Voniak. Gray out to Lutz. Hitting around the block. She gets the kill. Carter going to get the side out. Ajanaku will come out for Fitzmaurice. This is Stanford's best blocking unit. Lutz has had a really quiet day. Let's see if she can pick it up on the defensive end. Hentz served from the near left corner. McCoy. Collins out to Wanabu off the block. She gets the kill. Ebony Wannabe with 11 kills, no hitting errors for her. One of those killers that just doesn't make errors. 15-10, she'll go back to serve. From the far left corner, Ebony Wannabe sends a good one down here. Plummer, Gray, out to Lutz, the block's there. Dug out by Roundsonville. McCoy will bump set White. Hitting around the block, Plummer can't dig. Fitzmore saves it, overpass. Dug out, Collins, out to White. Plummer can't dig. Longhorns up by 6. Right now, Texas is feeling it. Can the Cards slow them down? Wannabe serving. Texas hitting 214, 300 in the set. Picking up their game on offense. Plummer, Gray, Fitzmaurice up the middle, blocked down. Wannabe saves it. She'll bump set White, who will 3-ball it over. Plummer for Gray. Fitzmaurice up the middle. Able to find the back line there, 16-11. Humphreys will come in for Lutz and go back to serve. Stanford, with no service aces in the game, could go for one here. Is Stanford feeling the pressure? Humphreys with a good serve. Dalton struggles. Collins out to White. Hence can't dig it as she hits through the block. Her 13th kill. Micaiah White is so good at swinging on the outside. 13 kills, only 2 hitting errors, and she's so good at hitting straight into the block, she really doesn't care if it's there. She's going to want to hit right through it. She'll go back to serve. White will. She's got the deadly high tossing serve. Just gets it over. Hence, Gray out to Voniak. Ripping it down the line. Ivana Voniak fired up. Stanford down by 5, trying to mount a big comeback as Hall McKenna will come in the game and go back to serve. This unit gave Texas a lot of issues as Wannabe's on the bench. From the near right corner, Hall McKenna sends a good one down here. White for Collins. Out to Bedard Hani. Mishits it. Point to Stanford. They're going to get back into it, hopefully, with the big block. They didn't get it to go there, but they forced Yasmin Bedard Hani into a bad swing. Jared Elliott looking like he may challenge. He will. He's going to take the card back. And they are going to go review it. That's a big call as it's a 4-point game at 17-13. Stanford serving. It looked like she missed it. They're going to look for a touch, I think, at the net. Ball never really changed direction. So far, Stanford's been a little quiet here in the third, blocking and hitting. They still have more kills than Texas, but right now, the Longhorns have 2 fewer hitting errors while they have 1 fewer kill in the set. Head coach John Dunning up to talk to his young unit out there, trying to just tell them that they've got this game in the bag. And while it may not be finished yet, go out there and play their style, and there's no one that can beat them. When you leave it all out on the court, as Carrie Walsh-Jennings was saying earlier, she's here for the Final Four, that when you leave it all out on the court, you're never going to lose the game. Call is overturned. They're going to give a touch, and it's 18-12. Bedard Hani gets the kill. Tough break for Stanford. They're down by 6. And Johnson will go back to serve. Jenna Gray signaling that she's going to bring it to Plummer most likely. Johnson back to serve. McKenna, Gray, straight to Plummer. Gets the kill to go. They're going to give it to Texas on no touch. Kind of shocked. I thought she hit a hand there. It's 19-12. Stanford been silent right now. Struggling. Johnson. McKenna with a good dig. Gray will set out to Fitzmaurice. Roll shot. Collins able to dig, but no one else is there. Ajaniku's coming in. It's 19-13. Texas is 6 points away from forcing a fourth. Stanford 12 points away from winning it all. Fitzmaurice back to serve. Ajaniku in there. Can Stanford get a block? Fitzmaurice puts a good one down here. White. Up the middle they go with her, and she gets the kill off the block as Collins set it nicely for the pipe. 20-13. Chloe Collins back to serve. Wannabu in the game now. 20-13. Stanford down by 7 now. Collins serving from the near left or the far left corner. Plummer, Gray, back to Plummer around the block. Collins able to dig. McCoy will bump set Wannabu. Big swing, she gets the kill. They're up 8. Stanford really struggling right now. And Texas is hitting .417 in this set, starting to play Longhorn volleyball. Stanford's block has been pretty quiet here. Collins, the lefty, picking on Plummer. Gray, the slide, Ajanaku off the block, gets the kill. 21-14, Lutz is coming in. It's important for players like Adriana Fitzmaurice and Moretta Lutz to have big games with how the block of Texas is sort of shading Ajanaku and Plummer, but they've been a little quiet here. Gray back to serve. Cardinal, their true tall small. Good serve down here. McCoy out to Brederhani, but she's stopped by Plummer and Ajanaku. Inky's fired up saying, let's go get him. 21-15, down 6. If there's any team that can rally from this comeback or from being down this much, it's this Card team. Gray serving from the near right corner. 6-1 setter. Sends a good one down here, McCoy. Collins out to Wannabu, stuffed at the net. And saving it, Wannabu 3-balling it over. McKenna, Gray, Ajanaku off the block, hard recover, Hence. Gray, out to Lutz off the block, McCoy recovers. Collins, out to Wannabu. Ajanaku knocks it down. Inky, fired up now. The Card team is feeling it. Inky will force a Jared Elliott timeout. 21-16. We will take a timeout here on KZSU 90.1 FM. I'm Jimmy Garcia. We'll be right back to see if the Cardinal can win their 7th national championship here in the 3rd. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening.
For over 2 decades, our beloved Cardinal have dominated the collegiate athletics landscape. From Pac-12 conference matchups to bowl games and NCAA tournaments, KZSU has been right there with them like family. Stanford Athletics is a family you too can join and support. The Buck Cardinal Club was started in 1934 and it still continues to this day to support over 900 student athletes. By joining the Buck Cardinal Club, you can help them on and off the field and throughout the Stanford community. To find out more about the Buck Cardinal Club, go to buckcardinal.com. Your gift will help our athletes as we take on championships, bowl games, tournaments, and more. Thank you, and go Stanford.
Back here on KZSU 90.1 FM. Stanford getting some big blocks down the stretch. They're down 21-16 in the 3rd, up 2-0. They're in their true tall small. And the hitting percentage for both teams has drastically changed as Texas is now hitting .219 and .296 here in the 3rd. Gray back to serve, near right corner out of the timeout. McCoy struggles, Collins outside to Bedard-Hani, and she's able to get the roll shot to go as the Cardinals sold out on the big block. And it was a roll shot. (22-16). Back to serve Rousonville. McKenna with a bad dig. Hence will have to bump set. Lutz, can she get it around the block? White able to dig. Collins out to Wannabu, and she's able to hit it down and finish it off. 23-16. Here in the 3rd, the Cardinal look a little discombobulated. Good serve here of Hens, struggles. Gray out to Plummer. Big swing from the 6'6" freshman. 23-17, down by 6. Can Stanford recover late? It's going to be tough, but they're closing out the set strong. The block has come around a little bit too. Plummer serving from the near right corner. McCoy struggles, overpass, play at the net. Point to Stanford. 23-18. Ajanaku just telling her players 1 point at a time. Plummer, near right corner, sends a good one down McCoy. Collins, near side Wannabu, and she gets the kill as the block goes out of bounds. Set point here in the third, as Texas has come back and are trying to make it a one-set game. 24-18 for the Longhorns, trying to force a fourth. McCoy serving. Hence for Gray. Ajanaku gets stuffed up the middle. They recover. Vinek has to throw it around the block. White, Collins, Wannabu finishes off the third set. And Ajanaku immediately tells her girls, forget about it. Forget about it. Don't worry about this set. They played bad. And right now, they're still up 2-1. This is the exact same thing that happened against Minnesota. 3-minute break in between the third and the fourth sets. We're going to take a break here on KZSU 90.1 FM. I'm Jimmy Garcia. Thanks for listening, and we'll be right back.